What's up, YouTube? Arkabu here. Thanks for all the comment and feedback, showing me that sharing these experiences does help you bring home the W in your matchups. And that is why we're going to follow the same model. The more you know, the more you can do. As today, we're going to be sharing some more techniques to elevate your matchup to bring home that solid W. But we're going to spice it up a little bit. We're going to throw in non technical tips. And what I mean by that is it's not really up to the tile placement, but it's more on how we execute those moves. So let's start off with the first one here. Maintain pressure. Now, we always go up with those matchup where there's that firecracker or princess that's placed somewhere around here. And if we do our defense down here, we will take the chip damage. And this is where, after a few cycles of chips, we end up losing the tower. So what do? Focus your unit in this area. And what I mean by that is put your tank somewhere here. So you could put a knight or a ice golem or even an e golem just to soak up that damage so that our towers are not chipped. And at the same time, apply your troops there so it could do pressure on either the opposite lane or on the same lane. I find myself when I start defending with these princess and firecracker move sets, I end up losing the tower pretty early in the game, like the first 1 minute. So really maintain pressure, focus here, and apply pressure in either lane depending on how your opponent reacts. Next one. Let's talk about hiding our winning card. Now, sometimes when we don't play the winning card until double elixir, it could really throw our opponent rhythm off. And that is the opportunity we need to slip into the lane and crush that tower for the W. Now, I've been there before too. When it was the last 50 seconds, we were trading blows and all that stuff. And then I saw the loon, and I don't have the anti-air in my hand. And that's where I got caught. And then, since it's 30 seconds in the game, it's very, very hard to recover. So sometimes, if you're able to defend for the first 1 minute, do that and don't show your cards just yet. And this is very, very useful when you play the Lava Hound deck, or even the Lava Loon, or even a Golem. Expos also work as well, because then they spend all the elixir, and your Expo has a better chance to connect to the tower. Same with RG. Freeze is a very good one. If it's used at the last 20 seconds, nobody can really think of a strategy to counter it. Next one, mindset. Before you start a game, you really need to think to yourself, I'm here to win. I'm here to bring home that W. I want a 3 crown, or I want to at least take 1 tower. If somehow we get into the matchup and you're just constantly on the defense, turtling for the first 1 minute, taking chip damage, that's where we will lose our focus and rhythm to push for a tower trade. And that's where we will lose the game. So before you start, always think to yourself, I'm here to win, I'm here to push, not just to turtle, not to take the chip damage. For myself, sometimes I find myself after 3 games, the mindset is kind of weak and I start reacting to my opponent's cards and I forget that I need to push and there end up a loss. But when we calm down, set our mind, concentrate, focus, we got it. The next one here is don't overthink yourself and your moves. Now, there's just so much data on the market, with Google, with YouTube, with friends, the meta. We know the meta. What I mean by meta is when you see a hog, don't assume that the opponent is playing a 2.6 hog deck. Maybe it's just a hog with a RG and on the other side, and it will surprise you because you're overthinking. You're thinking everything is on one side, but it was a split push. So best advice for this one is, go with your feelings. If you feel you can push, push. Don't defend. And if you need to defend, then defend and don't over commit by pushing either on the other lane or the same lane. I find myself always overthinking, like, should I do a lightning trade or should I do a off lane cycle? And because of that decision, it does cost me the game. But sometimes when I play really casually and just defend, and oh, after I defend a good 5 elixir trade, a push, and it end up connecting, and there's the win. So don't overthink. There's a lot of data, but just play with your feelings because only you know your deck best. You know how to handle the situation, and you are in that matchup. No one else. It's just you and your opponent. So do what you think is right, and it just feels the right thing to do. Next one, leaking elixir. Usually we want to be on a positive trade so that allow us to have the advantage over our opponent. But sometimes leaking that one or two or even 3 elixir for that perfect timing will give you that opportunity to slip in and take out the tower. Give you an example here. 2 units coming down the lane and you got lightning. I know for sure they're going to put a third unit to just emphasize a stronger push. So once they put that third unit, that's when I lightning. And then I go for my push. I've done this many times in my games, and it does bring me the W. So sometimes leaking one or two, or even 3 elixirs, no big deal. Now we try not to always leak, but always evaluate leaking is a better move than just spending your cards. Zap them, lightning, fireball. It all depends on the situation. And it also means reading your opponent's card. Do you know that they have 3 cards that are good value for lightning, or maybe they have swarm cards that's perfect for poison? So just wait for the deployment and then poison, or a log, right? They're gonna throw in the barrow, or they're gonna throw a graveyard, then you log afterwards. These are very situational, but I would consider leaking is an option for victory. Well, there you go. Some more tips and tricks that you can use to elevate your games and bring home the W. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Same place, same time.